Divalution, a show to empower, enlighten, and entertain divas and those that love us. Here's your host, Deb St.Hilaire.
Hello. Frogs got my throat. Everybody's had that sickness. I don't know if you've noticed it or not. A lot of people hacking and coughing. Have you noticed it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've noticed it too. In fact, I've been one of them. It's somebody has my page with the holes in it. Who has a page with the holes in? Okay. Thank you. But I take notes on it and then I stick it right in the book. Okay, Misty stole my page. Hey, you guys, our app's not working right, and it's because every time Apple or the Android stuff gets updated, our guy has to update the app. And in order to do that, he has to reformat it, send it to Apple, and then wait for them to approve the changes. So just think about how many have to go through that. So it's not ready yet, but it should be. He said by Friday they should have approved it. So hang in there. If you haven't updated your phone yet, you can still listen on it, and you can listen at a computer. So there. You have no excuse. No excuse. Welcome to the Divalution Show. It is already the 8th of December, which is kind of scary. It's, Christmas is... Oh, my God. And then it's going to be 2016. Usually it takes me forever to start writing that. And today I had to make out a check, and I wrote 2016. Watch, I'll start writing 2017 when the year changes. If you would like to call in and talk to one of our guests, or if you do have something to say, you can call in. Now, so today is also National Brownie Day, and Misty brought us some brownies.
Yes, I did.
Did you bake those ones with the candy canes on?
Yes, I did. The double chocolate peppermint.
Nice.
Yes, I did.
Good job.
The other ones are from the store, but equally as yummy, I'm
But
sure.
brownies are brownies, but
brownies.
homemade ones are best. That sounds like a theme.
It's a commercial.
Brownies are brownies, but homemade are best. And it's also Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day. Huh? That's what I'm talking about.
Benjamin Button Day.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to have a great time with that.
I was thinking Marty McFly, but
Yeah, or the professor. We just watched one of those. So anyway, exciting. It's an exciting day, and it's another exciting day because we have one of our newest sponsors, Dave Dyke from Growers Choice Insurance Company here. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you're here, yes. And we also have, for the first time on our show, Nicole Royer. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's hopefully going to be fun. We're planning on it, yes. Yes, and we're going to give Dave some time to talk about what he does and why he does it. And, Nicole, we're going to visit with you first. You have a very interesting little gig going on, don't you?
I do. I love what I do.
And tell us what you do, and then tell us how you got into that.
Okay, so I am a startup business coach, and I help early stage startups or entrepreneurs who are people who work within corporations who are looking to start startups. So under the umbrella of the major corporation, they're looking to kind of build some new innovation. And I got involved in that back in 2003. I was approached by somebody who was mentoring me, and they'd recently invested in a couple of companies that were in various stages of falling apart. And he said, I don't have time to deal with this. I want you to deal with it for me. So in about 2 weeks, he kind of gave me the crash course in business and, fed me to the wolves. And I came out really well. About 6 months later, 2 of the businesses started turning profit. And then within a
Nice.
couple of years, they were both over $1 million in profits.
We need to talk to you. Somebody hand this woman a check. So that's a very cool. So you what do you owe that success to, do you think? Just the way you think, or
Yeah, I started creating businesses when I was 4. And my first business was an utter failure, and thankfully my parents were privy to what I was doing. I had seen on TV that a good way to make money from watching old movies was set up a kissing booth. And so I did. I said, I made a sign, 15 cents a kiss, and sat out in my front yard. And a few minutes later, my parents came out and shut me down. But
the Little Rascals used to have kissing
I know
booths.
that was probably my inspiration.
Yes.
But I love that show. But that was probably my inspiration. But from that, I mean, I started a neighborhood recycling program that became the community recycling program when I was 7. And I helped build a coffee house when I was in middle school and high school, where we had live entertainment every other week. And from there, I've just always
So it's
been
just
interested.
the way you think.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? So you're doing what you should be doing.
I think so. I was a psychology student. I actually originally was an entomology student because I love playing with bugs. I'm a backyard scientist. And then fell into this and have stuck with it ever since.
Huh, you're not going to plant any, are you? Get it? Come on, Dave. Give us a little
I got
laugh.
it.
Thank you. So that is very interesting. So good for you.
It's been fun so far. I've been doing it for about 13 years and have no plan on not being my own boss anytime soon.
Right. So how do you get new clients?
I used to get a lot by word of mouth. Over the past year, I've really had to start marketing and doing some sales for myself, and that's hard. I am
Why
not
do you
good
think
at that.
why do you think it changed?
Well, I used to be connected to some investors that are no longer, they're kind of retired. They're no longer active. And then I was working in government contract work up until about 2008. So I had a lot of word of mouth from businesses that wanted to do contracts with the government and didn't know how to do that. So I acted as a liaison, helped them kind of promote their company, build it to the point where they could bid for those jobs. And 2008 hit and a lot of those dried up. So I've had to completely pivot where I wanted my business, where it was to what it is now.
And for small companies, branding really wasn't even something that people talked about 10 years ago.
No, digital marketing has changed the business world. I mean, altogether, especially in the past about 7 or 8 years with the introduction of social media. That really has changed business.
You have to stand out and be recognizable and foremost in people's minds, and that brings you a lot of business, I would imagine.
Yeah, you have to build the right reputation. And with the internet, think back 20 years ago, you would have an encyclopedia salesman come to your front door. They would know that you had a new birth in the family, and that's when you bought encyclopedias. And you just expected that. And that's where you made a lot of those sales, or through infomercials, or through the yellow pages. Well, it's not like that anymore.
Are there even yellow pages anymore?
There are. There are. I use them, actually.
Oh.
I still use them. But now you have to, you Google everything. And if you don't have a good business presence, you're not going to be found. You're not going and, people don't like cold calls anymore. They don't like when you come to their door to try and sell something, or even if you send them an email and try and sell something. So you have to be a little bit more creative in your approach, and you have to really personalize your approach to that customer and make it about them.
So
them
that's
see the
what you
value.
do.
Well, that's part of what I do. But with the whole branding aspect, I do a lot of digital marketing coaching and consulting, because that's where a lot of small businesses and existing businesses that are looking to grow, that's the element that they're missing.
Mm-hmm. Right, and you almost have to have a mind like yours in order to encompass that, because there's so many things that a small business owner has to do.
Yeah, you have to be willing to put a certain amount of your extra time into continued education, because everything changes so quickly. And you can build a website and Google's going to change an algorithm, and in a year it's going to be obsolete. So you have to stay on top of that. You have to know which social media channels target your actual market, and you need to go there, and that'll change. So there are a lot of moving pieces that you have to stay on top of, and that's a lot of what I do, is just research for my clients, because they don't have that knowledge, and they don't know where to go to get that knowledge.
So as the media changes, social media changes, and one becomes rather overused, or people aren't using it as much, and they move on. For example, Periscope is brand new. Do you keep everything that you were doing and add it, or do you? I mean, think about it. In 2 years, I'm going to have to spend 40% of my time doing social media if new things keep coming up.
Yeah. So with Periscope's a good example. Periscope came out for, I know, Android users in July, and I was an early adopter. I started using it right away. It's not right for every business to use Periscope. So you have to really determine who your audience is. If you're targeting consumers, if you're a business-to-consumer company, Periscope's probably a great place for you to be on. If you're a personal trainer, a nutritionist, a financial advisor, those are really good markets for Periscope right now. But it is getting saturated pretty quickly.
Already.
So there is Meerkat, which is similar to Periscope. It's a program that came out about the same time, has the same functionality. So a lot of people are jumping over to Meerkat because it's a little bit less known. But one of the biggest things that I always tell people is you don't know what's coming next. So keep your options open, but I really don't recommend clients be on every social media channel. You're not going to get results if you do that. You can only focus really on one or two and be successful. If you try and spread yourself too thin, you're not going to post regularly. You're not going to be engaging enough.
That's really good. So what about Blab? Have you played with that at all?
I haven't.
That's new. And there's another new one coming out that's video, too.
There are a lot of them.
Wow.
Snapchat is actually, especially for businesses, that's becoming
I haven't even played with that one
love
yet.
Snapchat.
Huh.
I really like using Snapchat. It had a bad reputation as kind of being more like a dating app. The pictures go away in 24 hours. You can take a picture of whatever you want. But I see a lot more businesses that are being really engaging there. The Green Bay Packers, I'm a huge Packers fan, and they are so engaging on Periscope and on Snapchat. They snap little videos before the game. They show the team warming up. They show them in the locker room.
See, that's exciting, isn't it? It was kind of like our warm-up here where people could listen a little bit before we actually came on.
Yeah. People want to feel a part of a brand, and that's what it comes down to. And social media is just a way to see what happens behind the scenes and build that trust. And that's really what social media is for a business. It's a way for you to build trust and reputation for your customers. They don't really buy through social media, but you gain their trust, and that's really important.
And people do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Exactly.
So right now, should we be scoping this?
I thought about it. I really did. I was going to bring my tripod and everything, but I didn't know.
I have a tripod, and I've been arguing with myself back and forth because we're radio. Should we be video too? So you say yes.
I say if you think it would add value, if you can show behind the scenes, like the little, everybody kind of mingling before the show, that's a great time to use Periscope because it preps people for the show. It kind of gives them another reminder that, you're getting ready to go on air. So this is kind of the show before the show. They get to interact with you on a little bit more of a one-on-one basis.
And I could have introduced you and say that you were going to be on, and I could have introduced Dave.
You could have. I use a lot of automation programs. So I set up before I came here a tweet, a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, and an Instagram post to go out at 6:55 to let my audience know to tune in 5 minutes. So
nice.
Very smart.
She's got it together, doesn't she?
Yeah. I think you're our new best friend.
Yes. Yeah, you came. It's funny how the universe brings you exactly what you need when you need it, doesn't it? So we're extra glad you're here.
Good.
Yes.
So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. So say I was opening a restaurant. Listen to this, all you new restaurant people, because new restaurants open all the time. And if you want to set yourself apart, how would one do that? What would be the first thing that they should do?
So I'm actually working with a restaurant right now. And one of the things that I just found in this past week in research, our food posts are the most engaging for a restaurant. So if you have food posts, pictures of the food, pictures of the people serving the food, pictures of people eating the food, your engagement is going to skyrocket. Restaurants don't do well with other posts. So you want to take a lot of pictures of your food.
And people having fun eating it.
Yeah, and people eating it. And that's